Hmm. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. You got your mic on? You on mute, man. Oh, hold on, man. Let me see what's going on.
Ozempic helped me get back in my type 2 diabetes. So Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if
You know how we do it? We always do it our way from a fan's perspective. So we got some big topics today to cover. You know, I would like to get a lot of input, but you know, we're gonna give it the way we see it. So, you know, ain't stepping on nobody's toes. So I hope everybody get involved because we got some serious. Well, the first two topics here is a serious issue, but we're gonna see how it go. So can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this rolling. So first topic we're gonna talk today is the mass shooting that took place up in Buffalo at the supermarket. Uh, Give a little insight on that. The culprit that was arrested, he stated that this was his first stop out of three stops he was going to make to do a mass shooting, and he planned this whole event. He scouted out the supermarket. They're saying he was there several times on visiting the store before he came in to be an active shooter. So then he also was online, also taunting the federal government months ago, letting them know that he was planning on doing this, but how it got passed or missed, I couldn't tell you. So just want to get your thoughts and views and what you think on this subject.
Well, I'll kick it off there, Kales. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I think that mass shooting, once again, man, it just shows a big gap that we have in our society where we don't or we won't change these gun laws. They keep coming back, and we go through the same thing. It's just like it's a repetition where these things happen. You know, it's in the news, and then we just seem to just move on. This kid, this young man, this coward, or which way you want to put it,
Coward.
went to went to this place, scouted it out, but this is not his first time. Okay, he had already been through. Had I guess he had went through some type of issue where he had threatened the school to say he was going to go kill everybody and then shoot himself. And they are supposed to have counseled him, but in a situation like this, man, it's all those lives that was lost, man, in the neighborhood, and
Yeah.
just to see that most people knew or saw him. This one guy saw him, and a African American man saw the guy. He was on CNN. I was watching it up close, and offered one day was going to offer him to buy him a drink.
Yeah, and sit and talk to him. Yeah.
Little nerdy kid, and I think in our culture, in our neighborhood, we are a welcoming culture, man. We try to welcome others. I think to a fault sometimes that comes back to bite us, because if they had been in a different situation where it was a young black man going to a white area,
Mm-hmm.
look at how many times we've been pulled over for nothing just for driving black.
That is true. That is true.
And in this situation here, we just, we walk over this little young kid here, a young white kid, he's curious about us. And that wasn't the case. To gun down somebody 80 years old and then to film it or, post it on Facebook Live again, Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost, I think at this point, I wish African Americans or people in our color start looking at Facebook for what it is and how we have made it such a big issue in our lives, in which now situations like this, where not only the fact that he filmed it, but the fact that 1 million people watched it.
Yeah.
That's the most upsetting thing right there. So now you made this guy an instant celebrity. Okay. And I just think where we're going with this in this society is disheartening. And I think now we have to make sure the ones that we can educate ourselves. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of views. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do, do a lot of social media. I don't do Facebook anymore for various reasons. But I'm hearing people saying, and if you think about it, he killed all these people and then gave himself up, and how they just walked him out like he ran a red light or was driving drunk.
See, that's the problem right there, Neil. That what you just said right there is the problem. First, the problem is you're not going to be able to regulate these guns, stop people from getting guns. It's not going to happen. I don't care nothing about checking IDs, doing extensive backgrounds. You can get around all that. The government needs to do now, in my opinion, is if you are caught red-handed, I'm talking for this instance here, you murdered 10 people, injured 3, no court. It's time, throw the courts off, the court system, flush that down the toilet. We're giving you 30 days of life to say goodbye. And then after that 30 days, you need to be immediately executed. There's no jail time. There's no sitting, double life. All that needs to be. If you take a life, then you forfeiting your life. That's what this needs to boil down to. Because this government trying to regulate this, that, and the other thing, these militias and these terrorists, they don't give two shits about that. It's time to start. If you are caught, like this idiot, caught red-handed with no questions, I don't care nothing about your mental stability. I don't care nothing about that. If you caught red-handed and you are taking a life, then you got 30 days to say goodbye to whoever the fuck your militia leader who probably put you up to this bullshit, and your life need to be ended. That's all said and done. That's how I feel on it. For anybody that take anybody's life, murder, whatever the fuck it is, your life need to be extinguished. Fuck that jail time. Fuck sitting on death row for 9 and 10 years. Goodbye to you. That's how I feel. That's where this is leading to, in my opinion.
And I think now they just need to start making notice of. I don't know I know they re-up the hate crime laws. I know the hate crime laws. They made it it is domestic terrorism. That's true. And then on top of that, I think this is a slap in the face. They put him on suicide watch. So now not only he kills 10 people, he gets preferential treatment.
That's the standard move.
I know he's a human being, but I think about them poor folks, the grandmothers, the officers, the young people, all those folks that lost their lives when they're trying to go out in this environment. It was just totally uncalled for. The fact that he had full military gear.
Yep. And that's
how can nobody, I guess now we need to wake up in our community now. We need to, I remember as a child, the neighbors knew one another. You know what I'm saying? If I was off the street, I went off the street long because if somebody asked where was Neil at, somebody saw me. Somebody saw me. Oh, he over here, And I'm not saying that. I just think our community has just become so numb to these things, and we just got to wake up. We got to see these things before, or kind of get an idea. Like that gentleman that he talked to that day, I guess in our community, we don't think that, and I'll probably be the same way because we don't think anything like that when we watch the news. Oh, that couldn't happen to us, or that wouldn't happen here, or that type of thing. We need to get away from that, Kel. We got to get away from that. immediately. We need to wake up. Even if I'm at work now, I'm in a leadership position, and I talk to my staff daily. If I see some staff member that's, off the rock, off his game, I'm asking, what's going on? Are you all right? Is everything okay? And I'm not doing that. I'm doing it for several reasons. Of course, I do care about the people that I'm been in charge to make sure that their things is in order. But I'm also looking out for everything else, and I'm understanding what type of environment we're in now. This political climate that we in is breeding all these type of hate that's coming on. This young man, he was listening to white supremacist radio or extremist radio, if you want to call it that. And he, at the age of 18, is in an impressionable time of his life. Now, granted, there's other things he could have did, but he chose this and he planned it out. And then on top of that, he was able to go to a gun store at 18. And that's why I'm talking about these gun laws. Get a weapon, make it fully automatic. And then not just a weapon, he bought Kevlar, a whole Kevlar suit. Okay? He was about to do damage. It was like, how you have a video game and you want to beat the high score. It seemed like that's what his game was.
This was his. Like I said, he planned on making 2 more stops before he got turned in.
Right.
But so my thing is on this, government got to start putting more of a heavier hand on these cats, because this jail time, in my opinion, you need to throw that out the door. You need to just go ahead and let that go and get back. If you're going to take some lives, then your life got to be taken as well. So that's how I feel on this subject. Anybody got any other thoughts or their point of views on this? Please hit the comments and, do your thing and put your comments in. We'll read it and, keep the bus moving.
Absolutely.
So our next topic, Neil, is going to be a 4-week-old dies from alcohol overdose. Parents were arrested, 25-year-old Marcus Colvin and 24-year-old Sydney Dunn. So once they were arrested, Dunn admitted she consumed a large amount of alcohol the day before and then breastfed the baby. She told police that Marcus put alcohol into the baby's bottle. The doctors noted that the baby had taken in 4 times the legal limit for an adult. So what are your thoughts on this, and how should this be handled?
Now, you hit on something just a few minutes ago when we was talking about the shooter.
Yeah.
How the laws got to be changed. This situation right here, you got a parent of a child.
If you want to call them a parent.
If they're right, you're right. Good point. If you want to call them a parent. They induce their child or poison their child with alcohol. Am I right?
Yep. Breastfed.
Where I'm wrong.
Breastfed, and then the dad gave him a bottle full of alcohol.
Okay. So in most cases, the crime got to fit the punishment, or the punishment should fit the crime, however which way you want to put it. They should be locked up for life. That's just like poisoning a grown person. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what their motive was, but that's horrible, man.
Yeah. Well, once again, my thing is, you took a life, pull the plug. It's time for it. I mean, this government got to start coming with a harder hand. Because what's sitting in jail gonna get you? I mean, seriously, what's it gonna get you?
You got it right,
Nothing,
man. It's gonna cost us more money. Oops, I shouldn't have said that.
I mean, my thing is, if you take a life and you are caught, just red fucking handed, then you got 30. In my opinion, you got 30 days. Ain't
Right.
none of that mental stability. Ain't none of that. Whatever the devil told me to do. Whatever none of that nonsense you trying to use to get out of it. You got to go. Cause you got to go. Cause society is just day by day it's getting worse and worse. People taking lives for no reason. In this case here, if you didn't want that child or you felt you was insufficient to take care of that child, what's it gonna kill you to go to family services, fire station, turn the baby in, and walk away? You ain't
Well,
gonna.
on top of that, Kel. Now, I guarantee you, if they keep going down that rabbit hole, there's some family members that knew what was going on. I ain't gonna just put it out. I'm just gonna put out there. There's
You
some
probably
family
right.
members that knew that, in my opinion, that knew that these two had a problem. Knew that they had a problem and didn't report it. So if anybody that knew what was going on and you didn't report it, I'm sorry, you just as guilty. Now there's no crime for you.
Yeah.
There's no time for you. But we got to get out of that, man. We got to get out of if you know something, I'm gonna mind my own business. It ain't concerning me. Don't say nothing. No, because that's something that this sound like this is something that could have been easily, man. Easily,
Mm,
easy. So,
yeah.
Kel, you on the road now. I want to say I hope I know my counterpart Troy. He's he's not in today. I kind of I miss him. I've been off the show the last couple of weeks. I do miss everybody. I'm glad to be back. Let me just say it like that. Good afternoon, Al. Al, always on the show. Please, Al, if I'm saying something, I want you to take Troy's spot today. So if I'm saying something that you want to kind of debate, please, it's wide open. Debate me or Kel, and that goes to anybody out there. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Kel. You rolling. Keep rolling them down. Keep rolling them
Yeah,
down.
let it go. Yeah, that's what we here for. Shoot, we'll get your voice out there. So don't be
Yeah.
shy. So my next one comes down to Earl Thomas, the Legion. He used to be part of the Legion of Boom for the Seattle
Legion
Seahawks.
of Boom. Legion of Boom. Yes, sir.
He was arrested on breaking his protective order. He was spotted at a restaurant in Texas. So
Okay.
he had a warrant out for his arrest. His soon-to-be ex-wife, Nia, back in April, he was charged with a third degree felony for violating the protective order. He's done it multiple times within the last 12 months, sending threatening messages. So, and he also was looking to make a return to the NFL because his last stint, I believe, was with the Ravens, but they let him go for having a brawl with a teammate. And I believe his issues they're saying is alcohol related. So I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on that. And do you think anybody in NFL will give Mr. Thomas another look?
Kel, you know better than me, as well as I do. If they need a safety, if the NFL needs you, they will make a concession for you. Okay. Now, some things they won't make a concession for. All right. Granted, if it's caught on camera and they can't spin it, but I think this time domestic abuse, because of so much of domestic abuse has happened in the NFL and has warranted the NFL to have such a black eye on the subject matter, it may be kind of hard for him to get in there. Okay. Now, I'm going to say something unrelated to that, but kind of related. If they do let him back, it just goes to show you where the NFL, these owners are. You got to understand ownership, man. Because who did Colin Kaepernick slap? Who did Colin Kaepernick hit?
Nobody.
Who did Colin Kaepernick what actually did Colin Kaepernick do now I'm thinking about it? What did he do?
Offend you.
He stood up for something.
Offended the principles that you think are wrong. That's what he did.
That's right.
That's what he did.
Right. He's banned pretty much for life right
Yep. Yep. But yeah, I agree with you. Oh, Earl. Yeah, I think his playing days in the league are done. I think by him having his track record with multiple offenses of sending threatening messages, regarding his wife. Uh, yeah, I think he pretty much then got both his feet in the cement and pretty much at the bottom of the pool as far as getting back to the NFL. So I think his playing days are pretty much officially over. But like you said, there might be a slim chance.
It's the NFL, man.
Slim chance.
You know,
Somebody might take him, but
and let 4 or 5 safeties go out, and he showed he still can play.
mm,
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Now, Ray Rice, he never came back because what he did was on camera, and no matter how much him and his wife tried to work it out,
mm-hmm.
it was documented.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, yeah, you give somebody a Tyson uppercut in the elevator, yeah, you on camera, yeah, you pretty much pull the plug on that part of your life as an NFL player.
Right, absolutely. All right, bro. So what else you got, man? You on the road, man.
All right. So let's get your thoughts on the closeout NBA games, Mavs versus Suns and Celtics versus Bucks. This NBA season has been one of the best I could think of in a long, long time. So what's your thoughts on those closeout games last week with those 4 teams?
I want to say kudos to the Celtics, first of all. I didn't think they had it in them.
Really?
I know Troy would have been on here, be arguing. My brother would be arguing too. But I really didn't think, man. I didn't think this. I thought the Celtics, this goes to show you it's 7 games. That's why a 7-game series is just the best thing, If you go 7 games, like I remember getting LeBron say, Game 7 is the best 2 words in any sport. Other than football, where they don't have series. If you in baseball, if you in hockey, if anything that goes like Game 7, because that means that y'all two know each other, the familiarity is there. It's all about want and desire. And I think you got to give the Boston Celtics credit on that, Kills, because I didn't give them a chance, man. Even without some of the injuries that the Bucks had, I didn't think they could beat Giannis, man. To be honest with you, man, I did not think they could beat Giannis. But it leaves it up to a more even matchup for other teams. Now, I did feel that the Memphis Grizzlies, they're almost there, but not quite there. Okay, not quite there. Because right now, Golden State is a veteran team, man. I mean, and to beat Golden State now, Dallas, they looking good. I mean, but I don't know if they can compete with Golden State. I mean, they're almost there, but Golden State they understand, man. They'll take a game or 2 off and just to rest up because they understand it. They understand how it goes now, so I would like to see a game, Game 7, but I think these final series in the Eastern and Western Conference will be totally different. I believe the Eastern Conference is you got 2 teams that are really close in matchup wise. Okay. And then on the Western Conference, you got a team that's up and coming, but in my opinion, they really weren't expected to be there. I think everybody was keen on having the Phoenix Suns there. But tomorrow night at 9 p.m., if Dallas can't pull that one out to put it 2-1, then I find it's going to be real hard for them to come back.
Okay.
I mean, so how do you? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts with that Eastern Conference, that Bucks and Celtics, and we're going to say hello to Maryland Loftus Road. Thank you for joining us today. That Celtics game went the way I thought it was going to do. It just came down to just blitzing the Bucks and Giannis. They put a lot of pressure on him where he expended a lot of energy, and I think they wore him out because it was just times where he got to the bucket and he just couldn't finish. He missed a lot of easy layups that usually he'll make, and I think he was just spent. And they were sending enough bodies at him to wear him out. So I think and also the Celtics did that in game one with the when they played the Nets. They blitzed KD, a lot of physicality, and took the energy out of them. So they continuing on. They still stand on that path, and they doing what they got to do, to wear you out. And also they red hot behind that 3-point line right now, which is something I don't like. To run your majority of your offense through, but right now it seemed like it's the thing, and they doing what they got to do. As far as the Mavs and the Suns, now this one was a shocker. I was really, really thrown behind the backseat on this one because the Mavs, to me, seem like they hit and miss. One game, they're playing as a unit. Then the next game, they sitting out there with 4 photographers looking at Luka. So they got to figure out their personality, man, because that photo op, and then you want to show up, it's not going to work. So they got to get that. They got to get that worked out. But in wrapping that up, I was really shocked by that one. So my next question for you is, what are your thoughts on CP3's legacy right now? Your team ran through the regular season, hands down the best squad on the court. But once again, when it comes to crunch time,
wasn't his fault.
Wasn't his fault.
How much blame how much blame will you give CP3 on this one?
Oh,
this time he stayed healthy the whole time. Okay? He showed up for the most part. Let's look at some of his numbers, man. Let's go back to that. That's a good point. Let me pull up some of his stats in the playoffs this year. I'm just looking it up now, but I thought personally that he had a decent matchup, man. I feel bad for the guy because Father Time is creeping up on him right now, man. His window is shrinking.
I think his window's closed.
He might have another year or two left in him, man. And he's still with a good team. You can't take away what they did. They had the best. They had the best record, one of the best records in the NBA. And I just think that, Devin Booker got hurt. No excuse, man. They let them young boys jump on him. And I can't understand what happened, man. I mean, from what I'm looking at his numbers here, I was trying to pull it up. Look at what he was doing. They were 64 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
That was, a hell of a season. Chris Paul was averaging 10.8 assists per game, 14.7 points per game. Devin Booker was averaging 26.8. And then when they got in that last round, a significant drop in his game.
Yep.
Okay. DeAndre Ayton, he gonna give you what he can, but and I hate that, man, because I think the matchup against Golden State would have been better, man. It'd have been a much better matchup, man.
You talking about for the Suns?
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
It would have been. I mean, it would have been a better matchup than the Mavs playing. The Mavs playing Golden State.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
It would have been a better matchup. It would have been a better matchup, not for the Suns. It would just been a better matchup for the fan. I mean, this because I think these guys, if they lose tomorrow night, talking about the Dallas Mavericks, they're gonna get swept. Where you at, Troy? You sucker.
Yeah, He
$100
having
on
a
that.
problem. He having a problem getting logged in. I told him hit that second link that Tanya sent. So hopefully,
No. Keep them logged off. Keep them logged off.
you stupid.
But
So
no, man, I think they're gonna mess around and get swept, man.
well, they blew it last night. I mean, you up 20 plus points. My thing is, I blame that all on the coach, and that coach is I'm looking right at him. I can't think of his doggone name.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah, that's his fault. When you up 20, you tell your players get to the bucket and get easy shots, get fouled, and get to the free throw line, man. That's ridiculous. That you blowing a 20-point and you still out there letting them jack threes. That's what got them in trouble. I understand you that's where they got you that 20-point lead.
That's what got you there.
Yeah, but you up 20, man. You gotta get in that paint. You gotta start getting fouls, get to the free throw line, and make them foul you and get to the line, because it was just ridiculous that you still standing out there on that perimeter jacking threes. And
Right.
that's where they blew it last night. They had a chance to get the upper hand, go back to Dallas, and maybe squeak out another one at home. But they blew it. And that's basically giving, my opinion, Golden State is, saying that regardless what go on, they can't handle us. They right now they feel they can probably climb out of any hole that they are presented with the Mavericks.
Can't blame them, man. But now, without jumping ahead, I did say it's going to be a sweep. Whenever that happens, I got to remember it's the NBA. Shit change. Golden State did what they were supposed to do. They protected home court. Okay. I'm just saying tomorrow night, if we want to see a series, Dallas got to win.
That's true. But Dallas got to change their philosophy up, man. Like I said, that just sitting out on that perimeter and just gunning away. If you up that big, man, you got to get in the paint and get to the bucket.
Right.
Got to get to the bucket. I mean, and it's just, you just cost yourself an easy win. That's just cut and dry. Cut and dry.
Well, like I said, they got tomorrow night. And go ahead. I know I'm not going to jump ahead. I want to see what you got next.
All right. So let's see.
Oh, well, let's talk about tonight. What's about tonight?
Oh, well, let it go. What you got?
Celtics going against Miami.
I think the Celtics got the upper hand because they talking about PJ Tucker might not play tonight due to injury. So that's really gonna take a little sting and zing from them as far as physicality on defense. So I think Boston they go back to Boston tonight. So I think Boston gonna make this what is it gonna be? What is it, one apiece right now?
Yep.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go up 2-1 tonight. Easily.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the scores here. The Heat crushed them the first game. Boston crushed them the second game. Game 3 at Boston, Game 4 at Boston, Game 5 at Miami, Game 6 at Boston, Game 7 at Miami. I think that the records, this game, I mean, this series can go. I believe it's gonna go 7. However which way, somebody gonna get the upper hand, but it's gonna go 7. And I don't know. I'm hearing that Bam. Watching Bam Adebayo, he's not playing up to his potential. Jimmy Butler have a hot game. He hot and cold. They got to show up tonight. I'm still going with Miami in this one, but they got to show up tonight. But if I'm looking ahead, I shouldn't look too far ahead. But if it is Golden State, and I think it's Golden State gonna come out of there, who would be the better matchup for them?
Boston.
Boston. I'm thinking the same thing. Boston.
Boston. Yeah, and speaking of Bam, man, I don't know what's going on with him, man. I don't know if it's lack of them getting him the ball in the post, or he just ain't he just ain't into it, or I don't know what's going on with him, because he just threw up maybe 6 shots. I'm gonna say total of maybe 12 to 13 the last 2 games. Yeah, you got to at least get 20 and 15 out of him easily, and a couple blocks,
Right.
to keep this series even. And another one that's waning is it Tyler? What's his name? Tyler Hero? Is that his name?
Hero. Yeah.
Yeah, he's another one that's doing a Phantom of the Opera. I don't know what's going on with him, and it just seemed like since that, and I don't know why they put these elephants on Jimmy's back. Far as he made the historic night. They was comparing him to the numbers that Jordan put up, which dude, you put too much weight on that dude's back, man. He can't sustain that. He's not that type of player. And I think you just put too many elephants on his back. And I think the pressure got to him, and he was trying to elevate his game, get back to that stat. He just had a hot night. That first night. He dropped the 40. He was into it. He was energetic, and he was just doing it. But he's not that type of player where you gonna get a legitimate 40 and whatever else out of him. So I think the media put too much pressure on him when they was throwing up the comparisons with him and Jordan. I think that bubble's too big for him to sustain. So just get back to your basics, do what you do, and just play your game. Don't worry about that media stuff, because I guarantee you he either seen it, somebody said something to him, and that might have just put too much heat on him. So just get back to your basics. But I still don't think they got enough to get over the hump with the Celtics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen.
All right. Yeah, the door still got it. The door still, a little bit halfway open. So we're gonna see.
Well, go ahead, man. I got to talk to the bartender, but I'm listening.
Quick. All right. So our next one is gonna be let's see, ex-NBA champ with the Lakers, Rockets, Spurs, Big Shot Bob, aka Robert Horry. He claims Curry, Jordan, Bryant are not the greatest clutch shooters. And he is saying that Damian Lillard is driving the bus. Do you agree?
He said, so, who is it? Now, Big Shot Bob. Let me make sure I heard you right.
Yep.
Big Shot Bob said that Damian Lillard is more of a clutch shooter than, give me the 3, he said Jordan,
Curry, Allen, Jordan, and Bryant. As far as clutch, when the buzzer's going ready to go bling, 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 he's saying he's in the driver's seat, in his opinion.
I mean, he making a good comparison, but the problem is with that is that Dame has hit some clutch shots.
Yeah.
But his playoff record ain't that great.
True enough.
Now, if you would have made that statement 3 months ago when we all in regular season mode, hey, you got a good shot. You got a good call there, Bob. But right now, ain't nobody think about the regular season stats. We're looking at what has Dame done in postseason, in my opinion.
Nothing.
I haven't seen him.
Nothing.
So, I mean, because in the postseason, when all the marbles are on the table, when everything is up for grabs, when you're waning in the balance, I'm just putting all these ending terms. When the game is in the balance, and all my years of watching, there's only been a few that came up. I'm looking at Jordan hitting that shot over my beloved Cleveland. Oh no!
Coming here foaming at the mouth, Mill, you're insane. What are you talking about, man? You're crazy. I heard you say. I've been listening to y'all the whole time. I've been in here for damn near 40 minutes.
That was my fault, man.
Hey, Bob, you fired. You don't know how to work. I'm going to HR on you. You don't know how to work control.
Hey, I sure as hell don't. Shit. I'll admit that all day. Long as you can demote me, long as I still get my same pay, I'm good.
You demoted. Neil, you over here talking crazy about them damn shooters. Go ahead, bro. I've been listening to y'all the whole time, foaming at the mouth. Go ahead and finish your point. Oh, congratulations, by the way, Neil, on your new endeavor.
Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Troy, I was talking smack. I was trying to
I
bring
know you was.
I'm listening.
I was listening. I'm ready.
So, Troy, let's rewind. Let's rewind a little bit real quick.
Go ahead.
Don't go too far. You wasn't on there. I want to hear you on a serious note. Let me hear what you had to say about that shooting in Buffalo. If you can go back, I want to get your take on that, if you don't mind.
On Dame Leonard with the Robert Boyd stuff?
No, the grocery store shootings.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful, man. And the thing is, it's going to keep on happening. We already know this. There's nothing going to stop it. You know, somebody else is going to be at home on line on some kind of, you know, white supremacist shit, and they're going to go and do it again, unfortunately, man, until they can know how to. And they had the signs to say that this dude something was wrong with him. The signs all pointed to him that he was probably going to do something stupid, and he went and did it. Now they like, oh, well, we had the signs, but now 10 people did. They had the signs, they should have did something then. But like I said, the sad part is that it's going to happen again until we get something kind of control over these guns. It ain't the guns. Not the guns.
Like I was saying, you're not going to get control over the guns. The thing you need to start doing, if you are caught red-handed like this fool, your life need to be terminated in 30 days. That fuck sitting in jail, fuck all that mental crap that he gonna try to spill out in the court. You need to be extinguished in 30 days.
Yep. He's gonna say he's gonna try to plead and say, Andy, you know what's coming.
Yeah.
Thanks, Troy. Now we got that out the way. I want to make sure now we're gonna go back to what Kells is saying. And I know you heard the question. Now, I didn't disagree with Big Shot Bob about Dame Lillard being a clutch shooter. My only problem is that you just can't make that statement now in the playoffs, because I didn't really see Dame Lillard hit no shots in the playoffs. I mean, he had some game, but I'm just gonna keep it real. I mean, this is when it all on the line right now. You feel me?
Well, I don't think he's talking just playoffs. I just think he's talking in general.
I'm gonna give him that in general, but I can't help it because we in playoffs right now. So he should have made that statement 3 months ago. Because right now, like I was just about to say, when I think about clutch shooters, I'm thinking about Jordan hitting that shot on my Cavaliers. I'm thinking about Ray Allen hitting that shot to pull the Miami Heat out of a loss. You feel me?
Why is Robert Horry even talking about Dame Lillard? He even in the playoffs.
That's my point.
Hey, it was just an interview, and that's what he threw on the table. I said, I got to throw this out here to the piranhas and see how they chew on it.
I didn't hear this. What exactly did he say?
He just said ex-Laker Big Shot Bob said that he claims Curry, Ray Allen, Jordan, and Bryant are not the best clutch shooters. And he's naming Dame Lillard.
Come on. Is he drunk? Was he drinking during the time, bro? Real talk. I saw Big Shot Bob on TV. I see why he was a big shot. Now he a big eater.
Big Shot got a dispensary. He was in the back. He must own half of a dispensary or something, because he was back in the office. And they brought him back in the back. And they was like, hey, you got this dispensary. Let's talk about some NBA. And he like, Curry, Ray Allen.
Hey, man, everybody got their opinion.
But Dame Lillard ain't never been to a conference final.
That's what I'm trying to figure. That's my point, Troy. I don't know. I'm thinking hard. Now, I'm not gonna put it all on Dame.
Nah, you can't do that.
I ain't gonna put it all on him, but that's an exclusive group of shooters that has really won some huge games. That got, I mean, half the ones that he named got chips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All of them got
All
chips.
of them do. Shit.
Hey, shit.
They literally don't even have a conference final ring.
But and it's not because he's not a baller. Okay.
Oh, he a baller.
It's because
So was Chris Paul. He don't have a ring either.
Right.
Chris
right.
Paul is the captain of the Charles Barkley bus right now. He will never see one. Never.
Hey, your boy Pat Beverly was eating him alive this week. He was just salivating.
I saw that, man. It was terrible.
Pat Beverly is a nut. That joker, he's a nut.
Did you hear what Matt Barnes said?
No.
Oh, Matt Barnes, he clowned Pat Beverly, bro.
Did he?
Oh my God. He's like, man, you can't even wear his shorts. Don't even. He's like, you play the same position I did. You was just a role player. Shut up.
I mean, because that was Patrick Beverly. He was on what, First Take when he was saying this?
He was on every ESPN show you could think of.
Oh yeah, they've been hitting him up all week. He been on everything all week, sitting there with his 1970s shirt on. Did you see him with the blue sweater with the collar? I was like, what the hell? I said, dude, who is dressing you? Sitting there like you taking your 8th grade pictures.
Yeah, he made himself kind of like a joke there. I wouldn't dog Chris Paul like that.
Well, they got, he shouldn't have made it personal because, he got personal issues with Chris. So
they used to play together, didn't they? They're on the same team.
They played together, but then they went up, then, Pat Bev just one of them dudes that just talk a lot of shit.
Yeah,
just like
he
Draymond.
definitely do that, buddy.
He definitely do that. He tried to get you out of his game. He said that. He said, I just talk, just to get people off their game.
Well, do that in the game. Do that in the game, not on TV. Okay.
He does it in the game too, but he took it. He went ham on Chris Paul. Some things was legit, some things was not. But
right.
Chris Paul, even though he ain't never won nothing, he still,
it's just his personality. Shit. It's just his personality.
I won't put him over Isaiah Thomas, which people been doing, which is crazy.
I ain't gonna do that.
Isaiah Thomas got 2 rings.
I just think this past playoffs against the Mavericks, I don't know what happened, how they collapsed like that. That was my only issue. And I thought when I looked at his numbers, I was thinking like, okay, maybe it was the team. I thought Chris Paul played well. I think his team failed him a little bit. I think Devin Booker failed him a little bit. But 63 wins, you can't take that away from him.
No, you can't. But you should be in the Western Conference Finals.
I really feel that they was in the Western Conference Finals. I wish they had been, because Dallas clearly, and I say clearly, is not ready for what Golden State is putting on.
Yeah, that is true. That's true.
Because what they did, it was easy. They put Wiggins on Luka to slow him down, and then it kind of showed your hand. What do you have after that?
Yeah.
What do you have after that? But go ahead, Kel. What you got next, man? Sorry, my
eyes.
Right.
Well, this next one,
sufferers out there. This is our worst time of the year.
Oh, buddy, hey, trust me, hey, I was on it last night, man, because it was hitting me hard last night, so I feel your pain. Need to go out and get you some Tylenol, sinus, and cold tablet, and that will suck it away.
I just paid $20 for this. I know I'm not I can't see it. Claritin. There you go.
Buddy, you should have went to the gas station, got you a pack of 6 for $2, Tylenol sinus, and that will clear it right up for $2. But
man,
all right,
little gas station, man.
Huh?
I'm scared of the gas station. That's the biggest thief in the night.
All right. Well, our next was going to be since Antonio Brown and Pac-Man Jones have called Kaepernick a fraud on his social media injustice stance since getting his hush money from the NFL. Do you agree?
Wrong. I disagree.
Wrong. You disagree? So tell me what he has done that you disagree.
Oh no. I'm disagreeing with them clowns calling. First of all, Pac-Man Jones, you should not be allowed to interview anybody that's in jail right now.
Who in jail?
Pac-Man probably. Who knows?
No, Pac-Man ain't. Pac-Man a free man. Free man. He beat his casino case.
He went back to jail not too long ago. He just beat his woman up again, didn't he?
Oh, now that one I ain't see. I just know he had an incident in the casino and got out of it.
Okay. Well, that might have been it then. I mean, how is that man missed out on money? He didn't. We talked about Pac-Man. We just talked about Kaepernick not too long ago. What did he do?
He's saying that he's not out in front doing anything right now. They ain't heard him out in the community doing nothing. They ain't heard him voicing nothing. So they like, where you at, dude? They like saying, since you didn't got your money from the league, you didn't drop into the background. So what you doing?
I mean, it's hard to say that because I really don't know what Kaepernick is doing. I can't say, or I mean, just because he's not in the open, that doesn't mean that he's not doing anything to help. I mean, to Adam Jones' point, I mean, yes, he was out there. Maybe that's what part of that money was. Who knows? Maybe part of that money was for him to be silenced. And if that's the case, then that's a shame. That's a shame on Kaepernick if he took that money to be silenced. To that point, I mean, I did remember him on that Netflix special that he had. He was pretty raw against the NFL and their practices, what he thought the NFL was. But then too, I mean, I'm just being smart about Pac-Man now, they may have a point. I haven't heard anything about or seen Kaepernick socially say anything about anything that's been going on with the injustice. He hasn't really said anything, to be honest. I hadn't heard. Have you heard him say anything there, Kels? I think there is a point, that he hasn't. They may have a point, man. But I don't think it was because of the money. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
to be honest with you, I mean, I haven't seen anything out of him as far as that social injustice movement. I haven't seen a thing. So they just speaking from the heart, I guess. And they probably especially Antonio Brown. He a little volatile right now because I think his days in the league are up. But he just out pointing fingers. But
my thing is, you also got to consider the source.
That's true, but that's true. But like you said, it could be some behind the scenes stuff going on. But as far as anything being out in the public eye, I haven't heard a peep out of him. So
heard a peep out of him. Yeah. But like I said, maybe I don't know. That's part of his settlement. Shut the hell up. Take this money. I'm sure there had to be something, dog. Because you know what? Ain't nobody gonna give you that type of money without some type of restrictions.
Yeah, there's a possibility.
There's going to be some type of disclosure because I think he got up to 80 million, some crazy amount of money. Think about what that's. How much did he get in that settlement?
Hold on, Al. Al, we gonna get to you here in 1 second. We'll get you in there. So here you go.
What'd he say?
We about to pop old Al on here and see what he got going on. We about to talk about we're about to get to the Nick Saban little stuff here about one more little quick thing, but we're gonna talk about that here in a minute. But we're gonna hit on Brittany Griner here in a minute. What's going on her world over there in Russia? So, but Al, we're gonna go ahead and throw you in. There you go.
What up?
What's going on, Al? Welcome aboard. So, you got any comments on Antonio Brown and Pac-Man Jones commenting that your boy Kaepernick kind of then fell behind on his social justice stance?
Oh, you talking about the two NFL convicts that came back making comments towards everybody else?
Yeah.
Hey,
you think any merit behind it?
Hey, they shouldn't have anything to say, but yet again, they're doing the interview. But You don't know what he's doing. Nobody knows, and it's
That's what I
under
said.
direct, and it's should be under the radar because nobody don't need to know what he's doing. He's doing a lot of great things. It's just under the radar and it's swept under the rug. So when he's ready to put it out, he
Mm,
could put it out.
okay.
That goes to a point when I was mentioning consider the source. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they could have interviewed a whole slew of people. I don't know how the hell Adam Jones or Antonio Brown got the I guess people pick up news, pick up bits and pieces, but um, we talked about Kaepernick early in the show today, and like I said about Kaepernick, I was making a point to other people. What did actually Colin Kaepernick do? Was he out drinking? Did he beat somebody? You know, did he rob somebody? Did he kill somebody? No. He stood down on the knee because of something that was important to him that was spent in the wrong direction by leaders that are connected to the NFL. So when I mean by leaders, I'm talking about Donald Trump. I'll call his name. And then it kind of goes to show you what the owners of the NFL, they are. It's a good old country boy. I mean, we don't have many minority owners in the first part, only then I think Khan in Jacksonville. So why isn't he back in the NFL? Because he showed them, what they stood for. So I think Mr. Jones and Mr. Who was the other one? Adam Jones and Antonio Brown, Mr. Jones, Mr. Brown. I really don't understand, their uh, their side, but everybody has a opinion. So
So what's your thoughts on that, Troy, about Antonio Brown and Pac-Man Jones saying Kaepernick's a fraud with his in social justice?
Antonio Brown said that Kaepernick was a fraud, right? I didn't hear
Yeah,
Pac-Man Jones say nothing.
yeah, Pac-Man Jones, yeah.
Pac-Man Jones said something too.
Yeah, they
But
saying
look
they,
who's saying stuff. These dudes all got terrible reputations. Anybody thinking about them? Kaepernick, and damn threw away his career over social justice. And what y'all doing? Last time I saw Antonio Brown, he was taking his shirt off in the game, taking his
right.
jersey off, throwing it in the crowd. Last time I saw Pac-Man Jones, he was like getting arrested for domestic violence. Do I got to really continue?
Nah,
no, they just saying that he's not. They're not. I guess they're saying that he's not really out there in the public eye.
I
That's
told you,
the claim
yeah,
they make.
yeah. We
he
talked about
is.
this last week. Antonio
Yeah.
Brown said he's not in the hood. He's not doing this. He's not doing
Yeah.
that. Antonio Brown, what the hell you doing? You online last week talking about Keisha Cole and a tattoo that she didn't put on. Anybody, he has no. There's nothing that Antonio Brown can say that's gonna make me say,
He has
"Hey,
no
yeah,
credibility.
yeah, listen to Antonio Brown. He's right." Hell no. What's up, Al?
What up? What up?
All right.
Hell no.
So our next one we got going is we're dealing with Brittany Griner. They're saying this. I read this, and I really don't think this is gonna go down. But they're saying it's a possible prisoner swap with this guy named Victor Bout,
That's not going to
which his name is the Merchant of Death. He has 25 years in, I guess, a federal prison for smuggling weapons to rebels in Colombia to be used against U.S. officials and citizens. So, do you really think that our government is going to let just one NBA player out of the hot box and let this psycho out that's got mass potential to cause a lot of damage around the world?
Absolutely not.
hope not. I hope not, but you never know.
Brittany Griner's not coming home anytime soon. They're gonna make an example out of her, unfortunately, which is sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
What you think, Neil?
well, at this point, man, on the Brittany Griner situation, it's starting to look bad for us as a country to allow her to sit in that and rot in that jail, man. Now, granted, we understand how our prisoners are treated here, but for what I've been reading over there, it's even worse. Um, I fear for her life, to be honest with you. At this point, I'm thinking they got to do something to get her out of there. For what she got, what she's being held for. We talked about earlier in the show about how crime doesn't fit the punishment, or in the situation in Buffalo at the grocery store, the crime should fit the punishment. Over there, she got caught with some CBD oil,
Hemp
and
oil.
Some hash oil.
hash oil, and the maximum amount in jail for her would be 10 years, right?
Yep.
So the merchant of death, and granted, they want that dude out for their political gain. So now it's going to come down to, all right, to your point, do we let this guy out who's a known terrorist or a threat to the world? Or do we let Brittany Griner? How bad would it look on us as a country if something really bad would happen to Brittany Griner over
He
in
could be opening Pandora's boxes. That dude gonna have a log on his shoulder. He gonna be ready to do it up
Now,
for locking him up.
now, what if they did that and let him out and he went and started acting a fool, like a
That's what I'm
real
saying.
fool?
He gonna have. You talk about a chip on your shoulder. He gonna have a log on
You
his
know
shoulder.
what? They're gonna blame Brittany Griner, which is sad. You can't blame her for that.
She's
They're not
the
gonna do
scapegoat.
it. She's not coming home no time soon.
I hope they would let
Especially
her
with
out.
this war. If it wasn't a war going on with Russia, Ukraine, and then our president wasn't sending them $33 billion, then maybe it might be something different.
Right.
Maybe they would let her go. Not with this going on. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying it's just unfortunate.
I agree with you, Troy. I would think that we would do whatever we could to get her out, but
Russia just
somebody like that.
Biden just sent Russia Ukraine $33 billion.
Right.
You think Russia
$33 billion?
They like, look, you there helping Ukraine?
You know that?
You want us
I know
to
he
get
sent
his
some
girl
over there,
back?
but I know it was $33 billion.
No, it's 33 bill.
What?
33 million?
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
said
I knew he sent it, but my thing is, why are we always sending shit overseas, but you can't do shit here? That's what I don't get.
Bob,
exactly.
that's the question of the whole world. If we knew that, everybody would be okay.
Well, you gotta understand how much money.
You said 33
is
billion?
exchanged.
No, he said them 33 billion.
Yeah, billion.
That's bullshit. That is some bullshit. That is some man. Come on.
No, and then on top of that, he sent another. Before that 33, he sent another. He sent like almost a 30 something or 40 something billion before this one he just sent.
Yeah, that ain't the first billions he sent them. This is the
that's what I'm
second billion
saying.
he sent them.
Yeah.
So
Putin,
he can call Putin right now and say, "Hey Putin, hey, can I just get old girl back?" He gonna be like, "Hell no, you didn't send Ukraine like $100 billion to whoop my ass. Why am I let her out?
Right.
She's not coming home no time soon."
Yeah, it's a lot at stake. It's a lot of money being transferred. Because Ukraine is really, if people know that Ukraine is the breadbasket of the world.
They got a lot of resources.
A lot of resources over there.
Remember, we
gonna get the United States going to get some out of sending all that money. They got all kind of skin in the game.
That's what Putin wants. Putin in the Ukraine, there's a lot of resources, but on top of that, there's something that he wants, and he wants it, and nobody really knows and put their finger on it. But there's something there in the Ukraine he wants, and he wants it badly.
And we fighting like hell not to give it to him.
Y'all remember about 6-7 years? Remember about 6-7 years ago, there was a class that went over to Korea from Cincinnati, and the boy took one of the pictures off the wall, stole one of the artworks from Korea.
I remember that.
We was beefing with, of course, we beefing with them.
Yeah.
So he did this in a country where you shouldn't do it. And remember, he came back home in a coma.
Yeah.
And died like 4 or 5 days later. So it's not going to happen, unfortunately. It's sad and it's terrible, but
all right. Well, our next one up, Nick Saban versus Prime.
No, versus everybody. It's
Did
versus
we
everybody.
did we see our last Affleck commercial with those two?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the last one.
So
Gilbert Gottfried is gone, so they ain't doing no more Affleck commercials.
hey, so Nick is claiming that that Jackson State bought. No, I'm sorry, that Jackson State paid this player, which is supposed to be Travis Hunter, which is a top pick in the 2022 class, saying he got paid $1 million from sponsorship through Barstool Sports. So Prime responded, we as the people don't have to pay our people to play with our people, which I love. So what's y'all thoughts on this situation with Nick Saban? And where you think it's going to go?
First of all, the Hunter, he said that he's like, I didn't get no $1 million. He said, my mom's still staying in a 3-bedroom house.
Yeah, with five kids. With five kids.
With 5 kids. He's like, where the money at? I didn't get nothing. That's just that's just Nick Saban seeing how everybody's starting to catch up now. And I don't know why he's tripping. He still got the number 2 recruiting class.
Man, you know Nick's a narcissist, man.
He put that statement out just to say, hey, he's really talking to Alabama. He just had his old Jimbo in the crosshair. He's telling Alabama, look, he just had Jimbo in the crosshair because he knew he could get away with it because that's his pupil. What he was saying was, if we want to talk like us, what he's saying to Alabama is, look here, if we want to stay on top, we need to get some money in a bank so these guys can come and get paid, which they already probably doing. They was just doing it under the table differently. Jimbo probably came out and just did it, the way he wanted to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I guess the deer antler spray ain't doing its job anymore, because I heard that was a hot thing down in Alabama, is the good old deer antler spray. So, but my thing is, he set your boy down at Texas A&M on fire with that shit. He was talking about him, about the number 1 class that he paid for everybody, and your boy went raw on it. He was like, dude, now do you really want to go out in the graveyard and start digging up your bones? So exactly. I would love to see it. I would love to see it and hear it. I wish somebody would drop the dime.
Nick need to stop hating. Just get your money up. That's basically what he need to do. It's legal. Jimbo Fisher did nothing illegal. He did pay anybody. It's legal what he did. You could pay players now.
I mean,
So Nick, you need to stop hating. And who the hell? If I was a player, I wouldn't want to go play for Nick Saban without getting paid.
I wouldn't either.
I don't want to pay for him. He come up in my living room. I'll be like, you need to give me a Range Rover. You need to give me some real estate. I need some real estate in Tuscaloosa, some real estate in Columbus. I want a Range Rover. I want about $100,000, and I want my mom to have a crib.
Well,
what you gonna do? If not, I'm going to Jackson State.
Well, he upset too because they got over for so long on having a name and saying, hey, if you play for us, you're going to become a millionaire. You're going to be getting millions. So now what this NIL is doing now, these kids is millionaires already. So you know what? I'm going to go wherever the hell I want to go. You know what I'm saying? Like that kid that came to Ohio State. He didn't even play a down at quarterback. He walked in off the plane a millionaire. So
and walked out the door. And walk right out the door with the money.
Right out the door.
Nick Saban got a lot of nerve too, because his quarterback, Bryce,
he banged out.
He already got like a $2 million deal. They ain't mentioned that.
And left.
He got an NIL deal. He was high.
So yeah, he kind of ran his mouth a little bit too much. And now them other coaches now they get upset. Now, granted, even Prime now, I ain't gonna let him off. Prime was on there the other day. He came out saying with this NIL, it's hard to coach these players. Yeah, because now you mean to tell me,
shit, they make more than him,
right? So he's saying it's hard to coach these players, but it is what it is. These kids should have been getting paid forever. So the other day, I see Ryan Day on my beloved Ohio State Buckeyes got a $9 million a year deal. That's a lot of freaking money for somebody who really didn't have head coaching experience. Okay.
Yeah. Now he didn't got that money. They didn't jack the tuition up, and your governor, he pissed off about that. So that's real interesting to see how that's going on in the back room.
Because he's the highest paid state employee. So
he pissed about that money
and all his aides.
Yeah.
Hey, and I work at I put it out there. Everybody know I work at the Ohio State University. I've been there for a very, very, very long time, longer than I hate to admit.
And they're printing money.
Mm-hmm. And them damn nurses, they out front. It's a lot of folks ain't getting paid. A lot of folks not getting paid, but that's just the way the game is going out, man. He gonna get $9 million, and I ain't gonna really bang on Ryan Day, but I'm gonna bang on the fact that all those players that made them guys what they are not getting nothing. Okay, that's not fair.
Nick Saban got a lot of nerve, bro. You brought home $11 million last year, bro. You want to know what's going on with some else's players' pocket? Yeah. Go ahead and give your players some money, man.
I'm glad this thing is just opening all the way up.
That's another thing. Remember last week we was talking about Ryan Tannehill and Malik, how he shouldn't have said what he thought. That's what Nick Saban should have did. Shut up. You got the resources to pay anybody you want. You Alabama. Right. Don't come out hating on your pupil because he did what you should have been doing 2-3 years ago.
Right.
Trust me.
That's why they giving Jimbo Fisher all that money so he could bring Texas A&M back.
Right. Them boosters been had.
And what Jimbo Fisher did nothing illegal. Nick Saban, you can do the same thing. Don't come out hating you. That's a bro. You know Dave Chappelle, that Dave Chappelle skit with the haters ball. Hey. He sound like Bucky Johnson and
Buck
Nasty.
Buck Nasty. He sound like
Buck Nasty.
That's who he sound like. He sound like Buck Nasty. Hey.
That used to be funny, man. That Buck Nasty, that was one of the funniest skits.
Oh man, that's classic. Yeah, shit, you can. That's classic.
R. Kelly on this panel was the one that showed me that. I was working so hard, I ain't had time to watch TV. He said, "Man, watch this." I said, "Damn, that's pretty damn funny." Right?
Silky Johnston.
Dude, hey, let's everybody. Everybody say a little something from that skit. The funniest thing I remember when that dude said, "Buck Nasty, you got that fur coat made out of your mother's pubic hair." I never forgot that. That was some of the funniest shit.
My favorite one, he was like, "Beautiful, you do stunts for Little Richard."
Those kids are 15 years old, bro. No, longer than that. And I can watch them right now and have a ball.
And I think about that one when the fools went back in time to the
Tom haters. The Tom haters. The Tom haters. And had the Asian dude up there. Had the Asian dude up there. You can recognize.
All right, I'm gonna get I got one for our community corner. Now, Al, you gonna like this one, which I can't wait to see this. Got my boy, Nature Boy Ric Flair is making a return to the ring on July the 31st. Now, Troy, I don't know if y'all was watching wrestling back in the day.
Oh no,
that was definitely
with WCW. What was the one down in Atlanta? What was that?
That one was WCW, but before that one, it was Smoky Mountain for a hot second.
Okay, so at 73, he making a return to the ring. He a 2-time Hall of Famer with the WWE, 16-time world champion, and at the moment, they haven't decided on what type of match it's going to be, whether it's going to be singles or a tag team. So this is a quote from Ric Flair. He says, "I'm going to walk the aisle this one last time. And you know his favorite motto, to prove once again and once and for all, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. So I am looking forward to seeing what 73-year-old Ric Flair is gonna do in that ring.
If he jumps off the turnbuckle, I'm sold.
Hey, no,
But
going through a table.
He's going to die in that ring.
Oh yeah, he is.
That's what he wanted. Hey, Ric Flair, man, been wrestling since I was 10 years old. He gonna die in that ring, bro.
All I gotta say, man.
Who the best wrestler of all time? Is it Ric Flair?
He's up there. He's up there.
The Rock?
No, Rock ain't up there.
Rock ain't up there.
Rock ain't up there.
He up there with my man, the Iron Sheik, man. You don't know nothing about it.
Hey.
That was my man right there, that camel clutch, boy.
and hated America.
He
hated America, boy.
What sounded like it is like
him and Nikolai Volkov, boy. Them cats hated America.
Because he had his two nephews with him, Nikita, and what was the other one?
Oh, hold on. You talking about the Russian bear of Nikita and Ivan Koloff?
Yeah.
Hey, the Macho Man was like one of my favorite wrestlers. And
he right to the top.
And in front of older than all them dudes, man.
What's my boy who had the bird on his arm who came in? What's the bird dude?
Oh, that's Coco Beware.
Coco Beware was one of my favorite wrestlers.
That bird Frankie.
The British Bulldogs. I love him, man.
Well, mine was a Junkyard Dog and the Superstar. I used to love the Superstar. That's the old school wrestler.
You talking about Billy Graham?
No, the Superstar. He had the mask on with the star over one eye.
Oh, damn.
That's the old school.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's the old school.
The person that made me start watching wrestling was Andre the Giant and Tony Atlas. Y'all remember Tony Atlas?
Tony Atlas
was a big dude.
Atlas was a big dude. I used to love Tony Atlas. I used to watch him every week.
Believe it or not, my grandmother used to babysit him.
Who? Tony Atlas?
Down in Virginia,
He from Cincinnati?
No, Virginia.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
I don't even think he living now. I think he might be gone, but a lot of
I think he has passed. Yeah, I think he did pass. He was a big boy.
Yeah, Atlas passed.
A lot of them
he's a big boy.
Died early, man.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I just said that
a lot of those wrestlers is dead, except for Ric Flair, who was going harder than all of them.
True. Some is natural causes, some of it is them steroids and drugs, man.
I want them drugs Ric Flair was on. That's all.
Ric Flair.
You got them drugs sitting on your counter right now, and they either dark, white, or tan. And it's called liquor. Because that joker be drinking like a fish.
He's a drinker.
Hey, man.
He's a drinker.
Y'all remember a couple years ago, Ric Flair was in a coma. He was about to be up out of here.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, he was in a coma for a hot second.
He was in a coma for a hot minute.
Yeah, he almost died. He almost died.
I was reading in that article, man. They said his brother-in-law. He said he nervous as hell. He said, man, that dude. He said, I don't know what he trying to prove, but he said I'm nervous. He said I'm so scared to death he ain't gonna make it out that ring. Like Troy said, he might die in that damn ring, man.
What a way to go out! What a way to go
out! That's true. That is the way to go out.
What a way to go out, man.
Where would you expect him to die at?
That dude said he would be on the plane. He had about 7 women on the plane, right? He on them, get off the plane, go to the hotel, got another 7 there waiting on.
You watched that 30 for 30 on Ric Flair?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that 30 for 30 was off the chain. Yeah. Yeah, that 30 for 30 was wild.
Yeah.
But man,
kids don't even know who he is.
Like I said, you got to keep me tuned in wherever that I don't know what channel that's gonna be on, but man, I got to be in front of the TV with some popcorn for that.
It's tonight.
What wrestling organization? That's the key. Unless he's doing one of them.
It's one that I never heard of.
The underground.
It got to be one of them low end promotions. It gotta be.
It's one I never heard of. All I know is on July the 31st, and I'll try to get the article again and see if there's something in there saying.
You let me know, and I'll let you know which one it is.
Yeah, he might not make it to July 31st.
No.
Well, if he just come down there, Troy, like he used to with that white and them feathers on, boy.
He still wear them. He still wear them. He still wear them. He still wear them.
That man's gonna have the most paramedics around the ring than anybody in history.
They're gonna be under the ring and outside.
They're gonna be ready for him to go all about it.
But y'all fellas made a good point, man. We talked about all those wrestlers, man. Now half of them, if not all, dead.
They're gone.
Gone.
Except for Hulk, the old dirty Hogan.
Hulk Hogan's dirty ass still there.
Oh yeah. Oh, racist.
Hogan's dirty ass still there.
But who the top 5 wrestlers though? Ever?
We just said 2.
Who was
Flair
that?
and Hogan. Flair and Hogan.
Flair and Hogan.
Flair and Hogan.
Nature Boy.
I have to say, I know he's ahead of my time, but I watched some stuff on him. Harley Race is another.
Harley Race, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't The Rock be up there? He's like the biggest Hollywood star right now.
Oh, man.
He ain't old school. Rock ain't that old school wrestler, man. Rock that kind of that new wave generation.
Rock, and the thing is, what killed The Rock, he wasn't in the wrestling business that long. Right. Not that long.
So even though throw in there, Neil.
I gotta put the Undertaker in there, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Mean Mark. Yeah, before the Undertaker, he was Mean Mark Alice.
Boy, he scared the shit out of you, boy. That big white dude standing up in there dressing white. Like, I ain't gonna wrestle him.
What was my boy's name? The millionaire dude, the one that just got in trouble with Brett Favre.
Ted DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase. That's his name. Yeah.
The $1 million man.
He was coming there with the suits, flashing his money. That's my boy right there. Everybody hated him. I love that dude.
And his homeboy was Virgil.
Yeah, Virgil. Yeah, Virgil was always walking around with the money bags.
Yeah.
even the announcer, I think he dead too. Mean Gene. Mean Gene is dead.
Mean Gene gone. Mean Gene gone.
Damn. Wow. That's when I used to watch wrestling when Mean Gene was back there.
Dog? Talk about the promoters, dog. My man.
Promoters was what was the
Blessed.
Hey, but guess who's still living? Cornette's still living.
Hey, wasn't even Cleveland Heights?
Who?
Your boy you just named
Freddie?
Yeah. Wasn't even Cleveland? That's Neil's uncle. That's Neil's uncle. That's Neil's uncle. Hey, he would only show up at Christmas, but that's Neil's uncle.
Y'all wow.
That's low down, Bob. That's low down.
Kelly, every now and then.
That's low down, Bob.
That's all right. Every now and then. What's next there, sucker?
Oh man, shoot. That's pretty much putting the bow on the show, fellas, man. Hell. We done got that wrestling.
You ain't talk about the UFOs, bro.
Oh, well, go ahead, Troy. I'm gonna let you have that one. That's yours.
And hey, so y'all saw what happened this week, right? With the UFOs, right?
Dude. Y'all see that summit meeting they had?
Y'all saw the Senate hearing on the UFOs, right?
Man.
Right.
You gotta watch that
shit. Y'all is, what y'all think? Y'all think real or not? Or you think they bluffing? Or they just hiding? They hiding something from us.
Hey, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I believe in UFOs. I believe in ghosts. Now we got some UFOs around here. I won't take a ride on the Star Destroyer or the Millennium Falcon. Put me on that. Look me right now.
See, that's his problem.
Look me right now.
I'm gonna tell you right now. He watching the wrong shit. It ain't gonna be like no Star Wars when they come.
Oh.
Hell no. You better watch. You better watch Planet of the Apes.
Oh.
I think it's gonna be an invasion. That's what you're saying.
Hell yeah!
But I'm gonna tell you this.
Coming to shake your hand.
You right. But I'm gonna tell you
War of
this.
the World now. War of the World now.
It's gonna be War of the World, Independence Day type shit.
Yeah, you probably right. But I'm gonna tell you this. In that meeting, this guy was talking about some probe went over this army facility and shut down all the nuclear weapons.
They shut down all the nuclear weapons.
Everything down. Shut it down.
Hey.
And they them dudes up there that was kind of in this, I guess, UFO like office that's supposed to be watching over this shit. They ain't have no answers.
Hey, you know
what was this short you saw this, Troy?
You gotta put this, Troy. You have to send that YouTube out to them and let them check it out.
Yeah.
And you know what they said after they shut down the nuclear weapons? They was like, we're gonna have to talk about this in a closed meeting.
Yeah.
They ain't want to talk about it up front.
Yeah,
because it was
they
real.
said they shut down their whole whatever this orb was that was over this military base. Shut down the whole nuclear facility.
Yep, where the missiles are.
Yeah.
So listen, this is what I think. This is what I think was happening. I think the government is buttering us up when something comes to say, well, we was trying to let y'all know that something's out there with these meetings, so y'all won't be surprised.
But it is
because they know that there's something going down. They can't explain like 400 sightings. They can only explain one sighting. One.
It will strike fear if you do. That's all. That's why they're doing it.
So if they never had this meeting and they just popped up out the sky, we're gonna be like, man, didn't y'all know anything about this? That's why they had this meeting, just so we can put it out on the table. Like, hey, I'm just letting y'all know. You know, just in case.
Okay.
I don't want y'all to be surprised if ET come down here.
Troy, it's just in line with everything else. We just had a pandemic. We ain't never seen nothing like this in 100 years. Okay. The next thing would be we got a war going on, right?
Yeah.
We haven't had a war in years. Now this war should have been over with
long time ago.
Long time ago.
Now,
it's just a way that they have to disseminate the information, to your point.
And money.
Right. Because if to Al's point, if everybody gets scared and stop this and just stop going to work, not giving a fuck, not paying their bills, then the economy, everything will shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And chaos will ensue.
I think that I think we need to be humble, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, with all the stuff that's going on in the world.
You know,
I think that something coming out that sky and we ain't never seen before and we don't have an explanation about, it's gonna humble everybody. That's gonna let you know.
You gotta be scared. You gotta be scared in your lifetime. It's gonna humble you.
You being
don't
racist.
Let R. Kelly run out there with his lightsaber and
you
Star Wars underoos. Nobody don't want to see that. He gonna come out with a cape.
What we gonna do? Because if they can make it here, that means if they can make it here, that means they're 1,000 years ahead of us in technology. So what we gonna do? Except be humble.
Man, look, we ain't start having these problems. You know, I think that being here personally, all jokes aside, certain things in technology that we can't really explain. Things have been producing in a way faster than we normally have.
I agree.
For one.
I agree with you.
One.
Yeah.
Okay? The cell technology, when I started working at Verizon in 2005, the text messaging was new. Now we walk around with personal computers in our hands.
Pretty much.
You can Google anything you want.
Neil, I don't disagree with you not one bit. I totally agree. They've been here.
You can buy a 3D printer and build a house, make a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So to your point, Troy, you're right. They've been here. And it seemed like in every little science fiction movie I've ever watched, they always wait until they feel that whatever society they invade, the technology is up at a point where the people can understand. And look where we at now. And now we got all this technology, to y'all point, and they can't explain this shit.
And that's why we need to learn not to go without it. We gotta learn to go without them.
And the crazy part, which I really disagree with, is these fools out here sending these messages out in the deep space. They just put an antenna on top of the planet. Like, come on, like I said, I'm a believer in that shit. I'm a believer in that and ghosts. I believe all that shit wholeheartedly. But my thing is, if somebody out there, you enticing them to come pay us a visit. That's what
every movie to that point, Kales, they've done that. When we send a signal out, we don't think nobody is out there.
Yeah.
They out there.
Hey, remember they sent that Voyager probe out? It got all the damn everything about Earth on it and in it.
Yeah.
And that was like in the 60s. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it ain't even out our solar system yet. Just think about that. Just think how long it's been traveling. And it ain't out our solar system yet. So if you are an alien and can get to our planet, that means you could travel at the speed of light. Somehow to get here, which we can't do. So we ain't nothing we can do. That's why the government like, look, y'all, I'm just letting y'all know we might have some visitors. And just in case some shit pop off, I just want to fair warn y'all. Just to be ready.
Yeah.
If you go look at that this thing, Bob, when we watched that hearing, they couldn't explain that shit.
No, them two dudes was up there with their fingers up their nose and couldn't explain, because the one dude got pissed off. He was like, so you mean to tell me you can't give me no bona fide information on an object being over a government base, shut down the facility, and you got nothing?
He's like, did you send a probe at it? Did y'all
send that to me? Send that to me.
Yeah, Troy, send that to me so I can get it over to Al and he can check it out. But you gonna trip off. You gonna trip off when you watch that, man, because that one dude, he was like, do y'all got any type of devices or any type of warning systems in the ocean? And then that's when that dude he changed his tone quick. He was like, we gotta talk about this behind closed doors.
That's what he said, Bob. He's like, we're gonna talk about this in a closed meeting.
Yeah.
I thought this what the fuck the meeting is about.
You know they ain't letting all the kitty cat out the bag, man.
No, they ain't. They won't.
To Al's point, they can't scare the public, man. I don't want you going out there, R. Kelly, with that cape on. I don't want you to go out there with that cape on.
With the lightsaber?
With the lightsaber and the Chewbacca underoos.
Well, you just make sure you and old Unc ain't out there running around with a fifth talking about run for your life. But I want to promote you. My nephew here wrestle your strongest alien.
Fellas. Go ahead, Bob.
Go ahead, Troy.
Hey, just y'all be prepared, man.
Yeah, send that to us, Troy, please.
Yeah,
y'all gonna be humble for sure.
Yeah, send that over to me, Troy, so I can get that over to Al. Cause y'all gotta watch that, man. Them two dudes up there, they got the best job on the planet because they ain't have no answers for nothing. Them jokers probably sitting in the office playing chess all day and got buzzers and lights going off on every computer in the office, but they ain't got an answer to nothing.
They ain't got an answer to nothing. All they can do is just like, yeah, we saw it, but
they like we put it in the air, do something about it. Hey, we can only tell you, so it's on you.
Right. Read between the lines.
Y'all see, he was basically like, y'all see it just like I see it. It just went by the plane. Remember, you see what it just went by the plane?
Yeah.
Out of here.
They got all this. They got it on. You'll see it on that tape. It's crazy.
I just put it in the group text, Bob. It's on the group text deal. But Bob, you got to get it over to Al.
Yeah, I'll send it over to you, Al.
All right.
All right. Well, fellas, we gonna go ahead and put a bow on this segment. I appreciate you guys taking the time. And Neil, y'all have a good weekend. Al, good weekend. Troy, good weekend. And it's raining cats and kitties out here right now.
I got something for Neil though, Bob. Before you go, hey Neil,
you got who?
I got something for Neil.
Oh, hey, okay. Well, I'll shut it off. I'll end the show and we can stay on here and chit chat. But everybody, once again, thanks for joining Sports Wine and Brew. You know, as usual, we do it our way, and that's the fans' way, and it ain't the wrong way. So, peace out.
Peace.
Go ahead.